guys, it's Alphas from OT Performance. Right here we have Hector's 1994 Mazda RX7. This is his 20B engine that we just removed. The customer bought the car here for a one-over. So basically what we did, we put the car on the lift, we inspect everything. He complained about a cooling, overheating issue. I pressure tested the cooling system. I found that somehow we were losing, it was losing coolant somewhere. I popped the spark plugs out for inspection, and I found that the front rotor housing somehow blew a coolant seal. There's a lot of pictures. We'll show you kink hoses. The customer said clamps were loose, all that stuff. So yeah, there you have it. This is his engine bay. Not really to our standards. We are going to be removing everything, tucking the harness, repainting the engine bay, shaving the engine bay, doing it to our standards. We are going to be using a new subframe with a 1993 Mazda RX7 steering rack. This is a Turbo 2, manual rack. Some weird funny extensions over here. This piece is welded here. So we're going to be removing all of this. We're also going to be getting rid of this garbage clutch ACT 6-sprung hub. I'm not sure if that's a heavy-duty pressure plate. I'll have to pull that ring out and inspect further. But normally we like running twin disc clutches. XD, triple disc is also fine from them too. We normally get custom clutches from Quartermasters. But yeah, the next thing too, the customer complained about a brake issue, and I found that this hose that connects from the brake booster line was collapsed. So no vacuum was going to the brake booster, which results is brake sucked. Put this back in there. Yeah, that's a subframe. You can see if you look closely here, seems to be some metal spacers. Dropped it. We have some pictures of the suspension basically hitting the control arm, the upper control arm. There were hockey pucks on the engine too with flywheel nut. I don't know what that was for, but yeah. I love wiring, but this is terrible, so I'll take care of that. We're also going to be upgrading his brake system, shaving the bay, wire tub, a fresh new paint job. For the engine, we are going to be taking that apart. Today is Friday, May 29th. We're going to be taking this engine apart June 6th, which is next week, when the customer is available. So we're going to be doing that with him. We're also going to be recording everything step by step, our findings, all that stuff. The next thing too, what I noticed, these are the Injector O-Rings. This is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. Number 3 looks fine, but number 1 looks really messed up. So this was also leaking. Some vacuum boost too. Seems like they tried to do an oil metering pump modification. That, I don't know. This has no motor to it, so I'm pretty sure the oil meter pump wasn't working and this motor was not seeing oil, being sprayed. Next thing too, we're going to be using a 1993 Mazda RX7 front cover. This car is going to be equipped with AC power steering. Yeah, we're going to be, this is kind of fucking garbage. These ignition coils to their LS1s with the heatsink, we've noticed a lot of issues with these, discharging extra spark, causing timing issues, blowing up motors. A lot of companies that manufacture ECUs used to use this coil, and now they've scrapped that project. They use the modern GM coils, and our favorite are the GTR ignition coils or the Ignition 1A coil. So yeah, this I believe might be an A series or B. It's definitely not a C or D. It's not stamped. Oh, it's the next thing too. That's loose. It's garbage. We're not going to be using this. Yeah, with the 93 front cover, we're going to be using the full function trigger kit. we're going to be using the Hall style sensor. Okay. Check out his parts. This is his water pump housing, you know, the intake. These are my findings on the lower. It seems like this vacuum was off, and also this one too. The ports are open, which means this car had a pretty bad vacuum leak, and you know, was leaking some boost obviously too. The next thing, you know, prior to my inspection, I saw that these injector seats, O-rings, were hard, so they're not soft, which means they're not sealing no more. This is his piping here. This is from the intercooler to the charge pipe, to the Greddy elbow. This is the car was candy green before. I'm not even sure if this is opening. I'm not sure if it's stuck due to all this paint buildup here. But most likely we won't be using this. We'll be using the Turbo Smart. I believe it's a race port flow valve. This is his fuel system. Oh shit. Yeah, that's all over my socks. Alright, so these are the injectors. This is number 1, number 2, number 3. So, hold on. So this is number 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5, and 6. This will be leading 1, leading 2, leading 3, trailing 1, trailing 2, and trailing 3. These are the fuel lines here. I mean, this is not that. You know, this is bad, but I mean, hey, looks better than this. So supposedly the customer said he made 500 horsepower on stock fuel system. So, do not know. Oh, these were the ignition wires too. These, to my knowledge, I believe are first generation RX7 ignition wires. These do not click into the coil. Garbage. We'll be burning that later. This is the from the intercooler to the turbo. What I noticed was that it sat pretty much here on the coupling. This is the bead here. So this pipe is garbage. Not going to be using that. This is the Greddy elbow. Sadly, it was, what I mean, this is the intake pipe right there. I mean, intake air temp sensor. GM. Won't be using that anymore too. It's garbage. Yeah, that's just turbo, but we'll cover that on the next video. This is the boost line. This connects to the turbo here. It was like this. It pretty much looped around the entire turbo. This part here sat to the manifold, so the turbo was cooking this right here. So I don't know how the customer was making 500. Had to have some, you know, overboosting issues, unless, you know, maybe some safety options were set in the Platinum Sport 2000, which we will possibly not cover because we're not using that anymore. Yeah, the Tile 60mm wastegate. I don't know. According to Bishan, that might be a S400 72 series BorgWarner. Oh, you can check this out here too. Won't be covering much on this, but you can see the coolant inside the turbine housing. Another thing too, I found silicone at the top of the turbo feed. This turbo does have shaft plate. This is the CX Racing turbo manifold. This is junk. We're not going to be fucking using this. This is his interior. I took the seats out because he's going to have that reupholstered. If you want to come around that side, I'll show you the harness. Alright, that is Mr. and Miss OG Performance over there. Thank you guys for paying the bill so I could fucking be here every day and do these cool stuff. This is his ignition harness. I have to disconnect it. Not sure if you want to get in here, but now it's a bunch of spare wires. These are the connectors for the ECU, the Haltech Platinum Sport 2000, which is right here. Holy shit, would you look at that? So, I don't know what... Yo, Sean, look at this. I don't know what the fuck was going on here, but...
I know what happened, man. I actually know.
Don't know. This is his ignition coil harness too. Yeah, I gotta find it somewhere here. So this power wire here is exposed. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. If you want to zoom in on that. I don't even know if this is a fucking power wire, but it's garbage. Something. Hope it's not signal. Oh, this is it right here too. This one here is exposed. So, right there. I think I covered these. This is one here. This is his injector harness, dude. This shit is fucking crazy. This is electrical tape. This is fucking. So I guess it was short. So what happened was, oh, look at this. That's why you don't use fucking butt connectors to make harnesses, because of bullshit like this. This could blow your motor up, and when you're in boost. So yeah, like I said, this harness is completely garbage. I'm gonna burn it. If you guys want to see a video on that, just let us know. Make sure you follow us on Instagram too. Let us know there too. Yeah, I'll fucking burn this harness. It's garbage. But I think that pretty much covers everything for now. If you guys want to hear the plans on the car, we're going to be doing a full paint job, full restoration. Like I said, everything to our standard. There's a lot more pictures, there's a lot more videos of things that we found on this car. The brake system's going to get redone, drivetrain. It has a Ford 8.8. The diff is making some noise. Most likely the pinion preload is set wrong. So I'm not even sure how the backlash looks on it, but we'll have to tear that down and inspect further. Yeah, you can see some wires here. This looks like it's a Haltech wire. It's a DPO, so I don't know if it's for a boost controller, maybe radiator fans. Actually, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, radiator fan right here. This is a relay. So I barely put effort to pull that out, but it came out. So this was crimped wrong. This is why we don't use insulated connectors. We use non-insulated connectors in professional wiring sport. Perfect. That's it.